Going live into our game of round 32, we are seeing DragonBorns versus eXpendable Panda squads. DragonBorns starting the north, eXpendables spawning in from south, going directly right-sided to the city.
Yeah, pretty standard stuff from eXpendable Panda squad going for that village area. As you do see a lot of teams go over there when you play from the south. I think DragonBorns going to go for the northern western side more. It's also standard stuff. Indeed, they are going to go there. Threaten on your screen now, playing the MX-3090 behind the rocket. Quite an unusual position. Why is he taking it up?
I think you want to spot for the artillery. Basically, you want to spot on the E5 area the enemy forces where they are going. Maybe he got a bad spawn and decided to go a bit more passive, or he is really alone on this side, so the teammates can't really help him, and so they decide, okay, we're going more defensive with spotting, trying to secure the 1-2 line and waiting for the artillery to hit the target.
Palermo's being taken, or takes out Sharthak in that T1, so good first kill for eXpendable Panda squad. They do have now the advantage of the more spotting power. The Fallen Faith No More playing the T2 light and the T1 can push up flanks with a little bit more confidence. You can see Faith No More there sitting in the standard bush for the T1, ready to spot out any push across the open field by DragonBorns. Cesarak, playing as the MX-3090, is just going to peek himself over this train line whenever he feels it necessary to. Just trying to get the spots out, I think.
Yeah, definitely, and yeah, so far they got a super good map control. They are split far over the map. It looks like they can't really help each other, but the way is really short to help each other, especially on Prokhorovka, where you spot your enemy really on far. So there's absolutely no way for DragonBorns so far to surprise them really in any way. So it's okay that they are split it up. And if we see here on the side of DragonBorns, they're doing pretty much the same. The artillery is on the top. One of the 3090s is down to the K1 section, and all other tanks just grouped up in the mid area. Yeah, can go easily everywhere.
Yeah, but it's all about the fight between the two artillery players. Dr. Tour playing the MX-15551 and the same as Raging Noob. So playing identical tanks is just about which one can connect the most shells, especially when it gets down to the crunch time, the engagement. MX-3090 being spotted out of Gervaz, that was actually playing the T69. But threatened to play in the MX-3090, spotting him. Now DragonBorns pushing forwards quite far. They want to get into that K line, trying to see if they can take out the T1, which is being played by Faith No More. And then obviously once they got done that, they can push across and start looking towards the village area of eXpendable Panda squad.
Exactly, and yeah, you want the artillery if you're starting from north on the one line down to the K1 position, because you get a much better angle to shoot on the hillside or into the city, except from the A side, and you're pretty much safe behind this little rock wall on J1 to the north area. So yeah, it's easy to defend your artillery, and the artillery can better get used here. And yeah.
But both teams are playing pretty campy at the moment. You can see eXpendable Panda squad have themselves holed up towards the village area. DragonBorns are just on the other side through the scope sites as Cesarak in the village / road area. Not the village area, there's the road area with the trees along it. It's a good area, it's a good place to defend, but it's quite open. If you get spotted, you do find yourself destroyed very quickly. But eXpendable Panda squad, they're quite happy to sit back. They're waiting for DragonBorns to come across, as you often see teams from that side pushing across onto the village. But it's going to be almost impossible for DragonBorns to do anything as they cross the middle area.
Exactly, and no team want to risk it. I mean, DragonBorns know that Raging Noob is a really good arty player, and eXpendables Panda definitely know also that Dr. Tür is an excellent player in this Lorraine 155. So they have to take care of it, and now DragonBorns is on the move trying to spot something for the artillery, doing the first move here, and yeah, we will check if it's pay out.
Yeah, Ram's gone forwards quite aggressively here. He's playing his T2 lights. Cesarak's going to go and try and come on top of me. Actually, rams into death. Ironically, T2 light going down for DragonBorns, but can Cesarak get away from here? Jack Tatrua does track him. He gets blown up straight down to 52. 1 HP left on the MX-3090. One more shot will be easily enough, even from a T1 Cunningham. He's actually going to try and escape. Uncrow finally landing the last shell on the T69, backing up his team, the reliable sniper that is Uncro. And there we go, DragonBorns have the advantage within a matter of seconds.
Yeah, definitely, and that was one of the key moves. If you send one of your scouts, in this case it was Ramin's T2 line, forward to spot a 3090 and manage to kill the 3090, it's definitely a good trade for your team. I mean, no, they got not the 8-point advantage so far, but they got one T8 gun out of the game for eXpendables. And yeah, no, it's just a bit more relaxing for DragonBorns. They can think about the next step, and yeah, they only have to move with 3 tanks at one point to get definitely the same amount of guns as pointed out, like eXpendables, and can still go with the 4th tier 8 tank to flank them, or just go for the artillery.
Yeah, but at the moment, no team has the win. 5 points separating these two teams. DragonBorns have lost to the T2 Light, the T1. Well, eXpendable Panda squad have lost quite a big chunk of their team. The MX-3090, the tier 8 French light tank, primary firepower, primary penetration tank for any team, and losing it is a big blow. But now DragonBorns, they are on the front foot, they can make a move, but once again, Raging Noob does look awfully good in that Lorraine.
Definitely. And the lucky thing for eXpendables is that this T1 is still alive on this area, so they got a T8 loss, but they don't lose the vision in the south. And yeah, I think DragonBorns know there's still the T1 and the T2 light somewhere out, and they have to figure out where are these light scouts. Otherwise, maybe the same happen like with their own T2 light. They're sending forward to suicide more or less to spot the 3090, and that also can happen against them.
Dr. Tour picking out F5, E4, E3. It's the line he's aiming towards as another spot is made. This is indeed the T2 light of the Fallen being spotted. Dr. Tour taking him out, no problem at all, but he's taking a lot of shells. Raging Noob connecting the first one, only for splash damage. Shells landing left, right and center. Threat will take another one, going down to 382 in his AMX-3090, but so far it's okay. He's escaped by the skin of his teeth, I think you can say. And now he's going to push forwards onto, well, they just shot all their shells, so exactly. Quite vulnerable eXpendable Panda.
Yeah, definitely. Now they are on the reload, and I think DragonBorns noticed it, and that's why they're pushing directly in the middle with 3 tanks. And they know, okay, we're pushing with 3 in, Threaten in this 3090 is pretty much out. He's down to 400 hit points, but we don't need him. We got still 3 against 3, and the enemies are most likely on reload. But exactly in that second, Dr. Tour managed to kill this another 3090, while Panzerstransky also killed the 69, but Raging Noob directly counter this call from Dr. Tour and one-shot the next 3090 from Vanguard here. Pretty much an arty game.
Connecting another shell, he's going to be awfully key in the WZ-132, the Chinese tank. He's going to push forwards. Uncro's sitting on 61% HP, actually getting connected by Raging Noob. Another brilliant shot, Palemos following it up with a kill onto Panzerstransky, and suddenly eXpendable Panda squad are in the driving seat. DragonBorns were so far ahead and now they're so far behind. Palermo still sitting on 83% as Dr. Tour connects another shell, another good splash damage, taking him down to 40 HP. Palermo's is going to try and find Dr. Tour now, but it's all on the threat and Dr. Tour, and I just don't think they can do it, as that Raging Noob does confirm that, killing Dr. Tour in the MX-3090. Well, it's artillery, WZ-132 and a T1 against just artillery.
Definitely, what a throw. But yeah, it was definitely the game of the artillery. I mean, there were one shot after another. Pretty much a perfect example for how to use an artillery on Prokhorovka. And now it's up to Dr. Tour, yeah, but yeah, nearly no chance. I mean, you have to kill the T1 while the artillery can shoot it in, and then you still have to face an VZ who is pretty much a one-shot, but still up on 400 hit points, and yeah.
Yeah, with Raging Noob in the background, I mean, come on, it's almost impossible. Such an inexperienced artillery player, one of the oldest artillery players in the game, proving it in the end. So, now we've had Prokhorovka, DragonBorns 1-0 down at the moment. Do you think they're going to be able to get themselves back into this fight on Ruinberg, or are they going to struggle on the city map as well?
No, I think the cards are in the mix now, and they got every chance they need here to come back. I mean, Raging Noob clearly won the last round in Prokhorovka and was so close still for DragonBorns, so I think they got every...
Yeah, let's hope they come back into this one. We want to see a 3-2 battle at least. It's a good one. I mean, DragonBorns always seem to come from behind in a lot of respects. They always seem to go one back and come forwards again. But at the moment, you're seeing both teams kind of filter off towards that small village area. Spots trying to come out from the MX-3090, not finding anything really. But DragonBorns now, their strategy has been revealed in the city push.
Yeah,
Looks like the DragonBorns totally go for the city. Only the T-71 is a bit on the spotting side of the green field, and yeah, on the other side, Expendables decide to play for the RT. I mean, they got the T-70, so they have to play for the RT and have to go for the open, while DragonBorns only playing with Bison. So
yeah, indeed. I mean, that artillery works so well for them on Prokhorovka that they're going to have to rely on it a hell of a lot here as well. But I think DragonBorns, they're going to do something a little bit different here. They can maybe go for a cat move. That's what teams usually do towards when they go towards the city side on Ruinberg. But I honestly think eXpendable Panda Squad are one of those teams that can really fight up against that. They did it in previous rounds of this tournament, and they can certainly do it again. They're a well-practiced team.
Definitely, yeah. And I mean, it's a good chance for DragonBorns to maybe clear the cap out, just go in with all heavies into the cap side, while Expendables are a bit far out of position on the open. Maybe the T-71 can bait them, or just can go for the cap on the other side to just distract them, while DragonBorns hiding with the heavies in the city.
Team Magus and the T-71 pushing towards the cap area. He's going to defend that place quite well, I think. Probably waiting for the MX-1390 of eXpendable Panda Squad to come out from the woodwork. He's got to be careful though, because he gets spotted, he could easily get blown up. Obviously the T-71 only has 840 HP, which is about, well, 3-4 shots depending on the tank, so very squidgy.
Yeah, definitely. And also Reggie Nuke and his arty is waiting for a target, so he has to double take care of himself. But yeah, really nice shot here on the 1390. It's only 150 damage around, but yeah, maybe in the end they can pay out.
Indeed. So Magus playing carefully. He might have to push forwards a little further now towards his team at least. As you can see, they've moved up quite far, going towards more the northern area, probably looking towards that cap. But we'll have to see. It's a risky strategy. You don't really see teams play it too much. When they do, it works about half the amount of time, but it's all about execution in this game. If you can get the execution right, then you can easily win the game. So something DragonBorns will need to keep in mind. But do you think they're going to do it anytime soon, or is it going to be more towards the later stage of this game?
I think they will push soon forward to the cap area. I mean, actually they're defending with the T-71 the base, but yeah, that will not work for every time. I mean, the 1390 is trying to go forward. You get one shell from the 79, so you know there's a gun in the base, but it's only a Tier 7 gun. So I think Expendables can easily go for the cap, and DragonBorns have to do the first step if they want to win. I mean, they got the floor tanks, so if they don't start the cap first, they're pretty much behind and can't win it.
Indeed. It's that city play versus the village play that comes into the this kind of maps. You know, Ensk, Ruinberg, all those kind of maps are so important that you get the balance right. DragonBorns at the moment is trying to spot the green side open, the village side open, and then the setting most their firepower towards the city side. So good split so far, but eXpendable Panda Squad, they can easily do anything they want. They've got the map control now. They can drive from obviously across the green areas a lot quicker than DragonBorns can drive around the city area, so do bear that in mind as well. But we'll get almost halfway through this game now. No action so far, but you can see eXpendable Panda Squad, they look like they're on their seats at the moment. They look like they're going to make a move here.
Exactly, the 1390 is going far and far forward, but they want to check if the base still in cover, or maybe the 71 is gone. I think actually it's also a good point for DragonBorns to attack. I mean, there's the artillery, the 5100 in the back, but the 1390 and the second lighting is also far out of the base. So it's still the point which team decide first to go for the cap.
Indeed. Just watching him, 1390 is going to push back towards the bush, see if he can spot anything out, because he was spotted by that T-71 quite a lot in the previous few minutes. T-71's actually now in the city, so he's nowhere near that cap, probably why the MX-1390 is not being spotted. He's going to
want to go for the cap now. I mean, the T-71 leave his own base, so it's only one T1 for a cover, so they have to do something. I mean, if they wait a minute more, they just get capped, so they have to do something, and it looks like Marcus and his T-71 going forward, going more aggressive, and yeah, it looks like he wants to go for the cap now.
Pushing forwards in the T-71, he'll have a couple of his teammates to his right going towards the more covered city area, but it's quite a hard position to play because you can't really reverse because there's no cover. The only thing you really get covered from is the village, So really tricky position, but the cap goes up awfully quick when you have 4 tanks in it. So DragonBorns, they look pretty strong here.
Yeah, definitely, and it's a good point. I mean, the T-71 was not spotted so far, so he's in a perfect position to continue the cap while the heavies maybe get fire from the artillery or the 5100 in this small village right next. But there's a T2 light and it pops up. Maybe he will spot him.
Indeed. The first T2 light getting taken out. T71, good shot from Magus. MX51 has now been spotting Magus. Bounces his first shot though, so not good stuff from him. But now Gervas is coming from behind in his AMX-A. He's going to try and pincer DragonBorns here, but he's getting blown up really quick. Taken down to 7 HP straight away before getting blown away by some great shots by Panda Stransky in his AMX-5100. Good play by him, supporting his team, pushing forwards. But now we've got Magus trying to take down the T71. It looks like he's loaded the wrong ammunition. No premium ammunition for him. He won't be able to penetrate that T69. But DragonBorns, they look really good here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they had to stop the cap, but they killed a lot of the tanks from eXpendable. So only the 5100, the 69, and the artillery are left for Team eXpendable, Panda SWOT. So if they manage to kill the 69 now, they pretty much won this battle. I mean, the 5100 can't really help. He's more or less alone in this area, down in front of the artillery. And now it's all up to Magus to kill the 69. Oh, he missed the first shell. Now he has to count every single shell. There's a track shot. Now he hit him, but the 69 is already reloaded. Managed to kill him, maybe. There's a shot from the 69, and yeah, the 69 managed to kill him, luckily.
Yeah, he didn't manage to do all the damage he wanted to. T69 gets some good damage rolls. He didn't get so lucky, bouncing so many shells on that quite fragile T69 when you think about it. So now DragonBorns are probably on the back foot here. Raging Moon's been doing the damage consistently. Sharfax now out of position at IS3. He'll get shot from the side by the MX-5100, but we see some good shells from DragonBorns MX-5100 to support his IS3, but still, the IS3 is so far out of position, he's almost beyond support.
Yeah, that's definitely. And now Stransky is going forward for the 5100, maybe to change the game again, but I think it's the wrong side he attacked from. He had to cover the IS3 maybe for the 5100, or he's on the way to the artillery. I don't know what is the sense behind this, but he definitely have to kill the 5100 now to get any chance to win this game.
The image
Good chance to
is
go down. It does, so some good shots by Panda Stransky, but now we see Raging New. Unbelievable, 1062 damage coming out from that Tier 7 gun. Absolute beast play from him, once again helping his team onto what looks like a, well, not a clear victory, but certainly a victory here on Ruinberg. And they have to win this one, man, because they'll go 2-0.
Definitely, but they still got the T1 and the Bison, so maybe the T1 can spot the artillery, kill maybe also the artillery, or the Bison can shoot on it. And the 69 is down to 4% if I remember right, so he's pretty much one shot even for the T1 if he managed to shoot him from behind. So it's still not lost, but now Vanguard goes down, and I think that's that's the game.
Blow. Indeed, and Vanguard not doing his job correctly there in that T1. He should have been able to take down Raging New regardless. It would have been a hard job, but it's certainly possible. T1 has the penetration, it has the damage to do it. It would just take him a little bit of time now. Well, they win on 8. They win on tier points. So
yeah, definitely. I don't think there's a 69 will go for the Bison. The risk is too high. If the Bison manage to kill the 69 in the melee, it's a draw and the replay of the round. So they just wait for the few last seconds. And it looks like Panda SWOT going for the round of 16, while DragonBorns have to go for the loser bracket.
2-0 to eXpendable Panda Squad here. Some good games from them. Some great games from Raging Noob. Congratulations.